talk about them. Okay, before you freak out and leave the video, I am not going to say anything about the plot of this book. I read this behemoth in a week because I didn't want to be spoiled, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. It's Cassandra Clare. Read it. You know you'll like it. This book I think is stronger than books 4 and 5 of the series were. I will say it's long. You have no idea. You may need to pace yourself getting through it. Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi, dystopian YA. The first few chapters of this, guys, it's probably some of the best first chapters of a book I've ever read. Really, the whole asylum part, with the lyrical writing and the cross-out style. Wow. After that, the book settles into a more typical YA pace/story, which I liked, but it's really just the start of a story, not a full story arc yet, so I can't really judge the story fully until I've read further into the series. The Selection by Kiera Cass, technically YA dystopian. I went into this warily, which I tend to do with any book that has a too perfect logline. As soon as you say, Cinderella meets reality show, you're either gonna end up with a fascinating book, or a book that spends the rest of its pages fumbling around trying to justify its too perfect logline. Fortunately for me, I thought this was really well done, and I got sucked in. Granted, like Shatter Me, it's really more like the first third of a book than a standalone story, so there's still the possibility that the rest of the books might crush my loving admiration, but as it stands, I'm super happy with this beginning. The Maze Runner by James Dashner, dystopian YA. This book took me several months to make my way through, as the beginning really failed to capture me. The author made his main character at times incredibly annoying, whether intentionally or if it was just a lapse in writing. However, by the end, I was really engaged in the story itself, so I'm now really excited to see the movie. Get a good script writer to fix some of the characterization problems, and then shoot a mad awesome movie with plenty of above shots from a drone as everyone races through the maze. It could make for a pretty epic action movie. And I can't believe I'm actually advocating for the movie to be better than the book. But the truth is, I really liked this story, and I'd love it to have a second opportunity to be executed just a tad bit better. Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi, dystopian YA. If you can't tell, I've been reading a lot of dystopian YA lately. I did a TBR video on dystopian recently, so this is me working my way through that TBR. Under the Never Sky is about a girl whose society exists in virtual worlds and spends little time in the real world, and a boy from outside her bubble where life is harsh but real. For the first 3/4, I was like, this is pleasant, but the last 1/4 was explosively good. I'm really looking forward to reading the next book. Civil Secret by Juliet Marillier, the second book in the Wildwood young adult historical fiction fantasy series. It's no secret that I am an ardent Juliet Marillier fan, however this is not my favorite series of hers. It's the first series of hers I've read that isn't set in ancient Celtic or Viking times. This book is set in Ottoman Turkey. I'm conflicted about this book. On one hand, I loved Paula the scholar and Stoven the uneducated bodyguard as characters in relation to each other. I thought their relationship dynamic was thought-provoking. However, the first 70% of this book was tedious, and Paula as an individual character falls into the trap I see so often when authors are attempting to write strong female characters. She's supposed to be really smart and really brave, but that just seems to mean she does some really idiotic things that she has to be rescued from, but she does them bravely! Anyway, all in all, I can't recommend this book. Instead, you should read Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier because that is thumbs up. I had a great YA reading month. I feel like I'm catching up a little bit, but I'm still really far behind on all the awesome YA books I have left to read. But I also feel like I need to finish these series before I start new YA series, else I'm just going to be bogged down in unfinished series. So which of these series should I continue first?